Transition. Your face is so close and it's beautiful. Actually, it's not. My face is even worse than normal and the camera's not helping. So, to explain that, also because like if I do that, I go out of focus, which isn't good. Anyway, to explain that, one of the benefits of being in a studio with YouTubers is that about a year ago, I upgraded my recording setup from a 1080p DSLR camera to a 4K DSLR camera. Some people may have noticed, you may not have, because at the same time, all my videos on YouTube are 1080p, so even if you record in 4K, it doesn't matter. But what that meant is that my 1080p camera, the DSLR, kind of got shelved because I wasn't using it. Then earlier the week, we were using this thing. This is the camera that we were using. It is very bog standard Logitech webcam, which, you know, not great because we're doing camera-like things. So I figured, well, hey, I have that DSLR that's kind of like taking up dirt and dust on the shelf. How about I use that as a webcam? That's possible, right? So I had to order off a thing from Amazon, and then today I had to rush to a Best Buy and get an adapter because this camera doesn't, it has an HDMI out, but it's mini HDMI, and I don't have a mini HDMI cable, so I needed to go and get all that done. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. It's a very exciting time. With any luck, I won't have to do this twice. Both years, no, actually, I've done this more than 2 years. So traditionally, if you look at my channel, every year when Crunchyroll has done these things, I've done a video where I haven't looked at the nominees, which is dangerous right now because I am doing this video live on Twitch. And of course, people in the chat could let me know of things beforehand. I sort of know, because if you look at the judges list, I'm on the list, but there are limitations to what we know. I don't know what the nominees are. I know what the nominees could be. I think most categories probably have 4 or 5 nominees, and I know 8 shows that might be it, but I don't know what the nominees are. I don't. And we're going to go through and we're going to do my voting, and I'm going to show you how I vote for, not just how I vote for things, but also what I'm going to be voting for, because despite being a judge, I'm allowed to vote as a member of the general public because my job as a judge is over now. And now the real popularity contest of the Crunchyroll Anime Awards is good to start. I guess what I should start with is, for anybody that's coming into this who doesn't know my involvement with the Crunchyroll Anime Awards as of yet, since the awards inception, I've been involved in some way, shape, or form. I was a judge in the very first year of the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, the Yuri on Ice Awards, that some people may remember, some people may not remember. There were a couple of years that I wasn't a judge, but I've been a presenter in every year where that has been a thing. For the actual award show. And then for last year and this year, I've been a judge again for the awards as a whole. Now, judges, we don't have, like, we have say, but we don't have as much pull as people might think we do, mostly because we're all independent entities. There was no like big Zoom call or something where we were all there and we all hashed out what we thought should be nominated for every individual category. That's not how this worked. So I have been involved with the Anime Awards in the past, and I'm semi-involved this year in that I've been a judge. Not sure what's going on as far as the live stream and the presentation. Obviously, it's going to be very different than previous years. 3 years ago, there was this big hullabaloo that was done in Los Angeles with, they rented out a theater. It was very much the Oscars of anime type feel. Really overblown. Not my favorite year, but that was a thing that we did, and being in Los Angeles was kind of cool, but I was the second to last presenter for that one, and that was really scary for me. And I was not a fan of standing up on a giant stage in the middle of Los Angeles for any reason whatsoever. The year after that, we were in San Francisco, and we recorded out of the Twitch studio, which was really cool. And I liked that one. I think that was my favorite year because we were in an enclosed space, and it was just Christina V that was there because she was the host that year. Tim was the voice of the people, so he was over in the corner. Every group of presenters, there was a couch, and you were just kind of there. So when I was actually in front of the camera, I was there with Miranda from IGN, and we just talked about our 2 categories, and that was it. That was a nice chill year because it was pretty close to my existing filming style, which I loved. And then last year, still in San Francisco, but instead of at the Twitch studio, it was at Crunchyroll's new offices. And it was just in the lobby. They set up a stage and a bunch of other things. It's kind of like this weird best of both worlds between the previous 2 years, and I didn't like it as much because, again, I don't like being up on a stage. That's just my personal opinion. So this year, obviously, they're not going to be bringing people to California because travel advisories and lockdowns being what they are. I couldn't go to the United States even if I wanted to because our border is such that that is not legal. The border is not open for me, so I couldn't go to California even if they asked me to. So we're gonna see what they're gonna do. We do know that there is gonna be a live stream of some sort. How they're presenting it, I don't know, because that's not something that I'm involved in. So that's as far as that goes. So what we are doing today, and we're going to get off of my lovely face. We are going to get off my face, and we are going to come back over here, and this is the website for the Anime Awards. You can go on Crunchyroll's website, and you can have a look at all the wonderful nominees. They are all here. I have not looked at any of them. I semi-saw the Anime of the Year because when you open the page, this one's automatically opened. I've closed it, even though it was pretty obvious what some of these things were going to be here anyway. We are going to go down through one by one, although we're skipping and leaving Anime of the Year for last, and we're going to go through each of these categories. We're going to see what the nominees were. I'm going to give my opinions on what the nominees were, and of course, I am going to vote for who I think should win. Fairly simple, fairly easy. Welcome to the show. So, Best Pro Tag. Do we want to watch the video? No, because YouTube hates me. When we recorded this video originally, we showed all of the little nomination videos that Crunchyroll put together. Unfortunately, during those, they used copyrighted music, or at least music that Crunchyroll has the rights to, but I do not. So for the sake of this video, I have to edit all of that out. It's gonna look a little weird, but I'm sorry. YouTube copyright is a pain. Yeah, okay, we got that. Okay, so, comments to be made. Never watched these two, so these are just out for me entirely. Natsume. I understand why she's here. I don't agree that she's the protagonist of Decadence at all. I don't believe that she was the protag. I don't think that, like, she's a great character. I like her a lot. Hopefully she shows up in Best Girl category. But probably not giving her my vote there. Also because A, I don't like Decadence. Just straight up. And B, she's not really the protag. Yuji's fine. Yuji's, just undisputed protagonist of Jujutsu Kaisen. That's fine. That's cool. Midori, yes. If you had to pick any of the three main characters from Izouken to be the protagonist, I would agree that Midori is it, but I'd rather argue that the trio as a group are the protagonists, and so I'm less inclined to give that to Midori because it's like, well, yes, but especially because I'm gonna click on that because Katarina is my vote for Best Protagonist because My Next Life as a Villainess is a brilliant series. I love it a lot, so we're gonna do that. And we're not actually gonna hit the vote yet because this is something that I like to do. I like to be fair when it comes to voting in that if there's something that is very likely to win for one category, I am more to be fine with that, but then not vote for it in other categories. I'm weird. Like, I guess arguments can be made of, oh, but if it's deserving to win every category, and I'm like, yeah, but then we have the freaking My Hero Awards all over again, which I don't want. So, currently, my vote is for Katarina there for Best Protag, and we're going to leave that there, and if that is what we end up locking in after looking at all the other categories, that's going to be fine. All right, so that's Protag. Let's do Best End Tag. Okay, so for the judges section, we had points, and you could split your points however you want. You had 100 points, and you could divide it. Antagonist was very hard for me, so I split it 4 ways. Yeah, I split it 4 ways. I can't tell you how I split it because some of the ways that I split it didn't get nominated, so I'm not gonna be a dick and say, hey, here's this thing that didn't get nominated. But I split it a couple of different ways, and based on that, yeah, no, Akito. Because I was looking at it, yeah, so here's my problem. Antagonist is hard because for a lot of shows, antagonist doesn't have the same meaning that it did before. It's not like there is a true villain in some cases. So last year was pretty hard too. We all ended up voting, or at least I'm pretty sure I voted Askeladd because he was Askeladd, even though arguments can be made that he was more of a protag than an antag. And even in this case, yes, Rachel totally needs to be there, but at the same time, well, on the one hand, kind of a spoiler. On the other hand, she's not the one really pulling the strings. She's just a dick. Which is fine. And because she's a woman of culture. I guess that's true. But between these two, I'm less inclined to vote here because she's got another shot next year because ReZero's still airing now, so she's up for nomination. No guarantee that there's going to be another Fruits Basket season in 2021, I don't think. At least I'm not sure. And if so, then whatever, it's tied between, like, these three anyway. Kaizen's going to be available next year. ReZero's going to be available next year. Fruits Basket may or may not. So that's where we're going to go. And even if we do get more Fruits Basket in the coming year, then, like, that just makes my decision harder. And I'm trying to make these decisions easy. Trying to be like, yes, clear winners because of XYZ. I know Season 3 is confirmed, but is it confirmed for 2021? That's the thing. It being confirmed is one thing. It being confirmed for 2021 is a very different thing. So, we'll see. Again, we're not going to actually vote on it. We're going to see what happens. Now, Best Boy. I need to slowly, because I don't want to see the nominations. I don't like that it flashes like what the nominees are beforehand. It bothers me. So that was the Best Boy. Now, what was my judge pick on Best Boy? I need to remind myself what I voted for on Best Boy before someone from freaking Crunchyroll looks up what my votes was and be like, hey, you said you would never vote for this person, but you totally did, like a dick. I did a 50-50 split, and I'm okay telling you guys this because both of my 50-50 split things are here. So I did 50 votes for Gojo here, and also 50 votes for my main man, Legoshi. I think my actual vote is going to go for Legoshi, because I really do love Satoru quite a bit as a character, but Legoshi is just great, even though, like, Legoshi is going to pop up. Actually, both of them are probably going to pop up in next year's awards as well, because Kaizen's still ongoing, and Beastars Season 2 is coming out, or is out. Thank you, Netflix. So that's the thing. But my vote is going for my main man, Legoshi, because I didn't watch Dorohedoro. Kun's pretty good, but, like, I'm okay with Kun. If Kun wins, that's fine. And I didn't watch either of these two. Oh, that's one thing that I haven't done. I like making predictions. We like making predictions here, because I can say what I think is, like, best protag, but that doesn't mean other people won't agree. Here's the thing, and this actually leads to one of the things I hate about Best Protag and Best Boy, is when there's doubling up. So, for example, I haven't watched Haikyuu. I know it's very popular. It bothers me to hell and back that Hinata is here and here, because he could sweep both categories, and that would infuriate me. Like, as good as a character as he could be, I don't like it when there's such, like, a big overlap between Best Boy and Best Protagonist, when those could overlap. It bothers me a lot. It really, really does. So I don't like that. Although, it's so here, for Best Protag, it all depends on, like, how big Haikyuu fans are voting. Otherwise, he'll probably win. Beyond that, Yuji has a very good shot. Like, I love Katarina a lot, and I think that there is, like, an underground movement for fans for Villainess as a whole series. So I think she has a shot. I don't think Midori's gonna make it, because I feel like a lot of people are gonna look at Ezukin as the judge vote for this year and not actually give a care, because it's like, oh, only the judges, the elite snobs that we apparently are, would vote for Ezukin, and everybody else doesn't care. So that's cool. Antag, I'm guessing this is probably going to be the winner of Antag. I can't pronounce her name worth a damn. It's like Ichinhenda? And I can't remember how they pronounce it in the show, which sucks, because that's what I would fall back on. Ikidna, Echidna. Like, my chat's not even in agreement of how you pronounce it. That's cool. So, Legoshi. And who's probably going to win Best Boy? Again, depending on how popular Haikyuu fans get with the voting process, Hinata's probably a pretty good pick. Beyond that, not sure, actually. Because Dorohedoro has a lot of popularity, but it's a Netflix show, so there are limits to that. Satoru might do it. This one's pretty up in the air. I'm not sure. Next, of course, we have Best Girl, which I already know who I'm voting for, because if she didn't make it into the top 6, the whole award show might as well just burn. Okay, so going back to what I said earlier, you might wonder, because I put Katarina as Best Protag earlier. So because I did that, I am safely putting my vote for Best Girl on Kanamori, because now I don't have to worry about it, because my vote for Katarina as a really good protag and a really good character already covered by the Best Protagonist category, even if she doesn't win it, which is depressing. I understand Chizuru, although not a big fan of her as a character. Well, it's not that I don't like her as a character, I just didn't... I was just okay. But that's like my thoughts on Rent-A-Girlfriend as a whole. Kaguya, totally fine. There are better girls even within Kaguya-sama. I love her as a character, and her relationship with Shirogane is great. Nowhere near the League of Kanamori right now. Haven't watched Dorohedoro, and Abigail, I guess. So Kanamori, Best Girl. You know what? I am even so confident with that, I'm actually going to lock that one in. I am so confident. We will work around it if that's a problem later. Best OP. I know that my vote originally as a judge was a toss-up between 2, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so this is a really difficult category in general. As a judge, my votes were split between Easy Breezy and Wildside, because Wildside should have won last year. Wildside would have 100% been my pick for Best OP last year. But of course Netflix did their whole thing, so freaking Beastars wasn't allowed to be in last year's Anime Awards, though it totally should have been in it last year, and then won. So really my toss-ups were between those two. I do love Great Pretenders OP. I do love Kaguya-sama's OP. Jujutsu Kaisen's not bad. I can understand if it wins. Slightly disappointed if it wins personally, but I can understand. And Haikyuu is Haikyuu. I don't have to keep repeating that I didn't watch Haikyuu. Now, when it actually comes down to this is very difficult because, like, I've been saying, like, almost since the beginning of the year that Easy Breezy should probably be the win. But Wildside, this is why I'm really pissed that Wildside wasn't available last year, because, like, it was hands over fist better than everything last year. Like, just bar none. Easy. The fact that it is up against Easy Breezy really bothers me, though. So currently, though, I'm putting it here. It sucks. It sucks, but I'm gonna put it there. And between now and when I lock my vote in, I'm gonna debate myself to whether or not Beastars Season 2 opening has a shot, which would be the only reason I dump it to Easy Breezy right now. I don't think it has a shot. It's still a good OP. It's just not the same. That's difficult. That one's hard. All right. Hopefully ED's a bit easier. Wait. Did they not get approvals? Oh, I'm so sorry, Crunchyroll people. They didn't get approval to show the ED. Oh, that sucks. Oh well. It's very hard for people to vote for it then. Not that it was really in the running for me anyway. But, alright. Sucks to be that one. So. I'm pretty sure my vote's going here because you... Do you really want me to vote? Okay, here. Let me... Do you really want me to vote against Freddie Mercury? Okay. Hopefully my point has been made. Now, in saying that, for my judging votes, I'm pretty sure I actually did split it. Where was my best ED judging votes? Yeah, okay, so, here's the thing. I have a feeling that the only reason Inspector is here is because I voted for it as a judge. I didn't put all my points to it, so I can't have been the only judge. But this is like the only redeemable thing about Inspector. Because the song was banging. Mamoru Miyano is a great singer. The animation for the ED was great. It just sucks that the show became garbage. But the ED is solid. It was a solid ED. So that's why it's probably here, which means I should probably vote for it because it's the only because I was like one of the judges that put it there. But that means I have to vote against Freddie Mercury. And do I want to do that? No. So we're not gonna. So here's the thing. Kanamori was my vote for best girl, but we're not technically voting for Kanamori here. We're voting for her voice actress. Now, where did my votes for VAJP go? All my votes for VAJP went to a character who is not even here. Without saying the show, it's a really good show. It is a not sequel to something from a while back, and the main character, who is very small and cute, has a voice actress who's been doing it for a very long time, and she knows what she does. Anyway, so based on that, I can't even go back on who I voted for because she's not here. So Kanamori would probably be who I heard here, but as I pointed out, we were so confident in Kanamori here. We locked her in. So now I gotta deal with that. I now have to deal with me doubling up. I gave Best Boy, I was gonna give Best Boy to Legoshi, so maybe I will give it over here to Nakamura. That'll be, I think we're gonna hold on to it. We're not gonna vote, or we're gonna see. EN is gonna be a bit more difficult because there were limitations to how many dubs I actually watched. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. I have to cock my head at Crispin Freeman. Not that he's not deserving here, but it's like, okay, well, that's not technically the character he plays, but I guess Crunchyroll's fine with spoiling some things, but not others. He probably would be my vote, but his character is like, as good as it is such a secondary supporting thing. He's up against like the main characters or main antags of everything else. This is such a weird choice. Where did my votes for EA go? Oh. Okay. Now that I've reminded myself, Crispin Freeman's getting my vote, because apparently that's where the majority of my things were. Except I named his character correctly. That's not the name of it. It's fine. No, okay, so some of the other things that I voted for didn't get nominated at all. If I don't vote for Crispin, I'm going for Jonas Scott, because that was, his Legoshi is damn good. Like, damn good. Yeah, okay, so those are the two things. We're gonna leave it on Jonas Scott for the moment, I think. Because Crispin, great work. The character barely shows up and they didn't even... That bothers me that it's not named correctly. I know it's a spoiler, but they didn't care about spoilers elsewhere. Whatever. Anyway, best director. I already know where my vote's gonna go, but you know, we're gonna show it off anyway. Okay, so I'm okay with all of these. I saw a question in the chat that I actually want to bring up. I can't believe that the My Hero Academia film wasn't nominated for anything. Films were not nominated for anything. Films were disqualified. Films were not allowed. I know this because had films been allowed, you would have been seeing the Made in Abyss film freaking everywhere, because all of my votes would have gone towards it. And I don't think I would have been the only judge that did that. Yeah, no, so films weren't allowed, period. I'm trying to remember what I was told when I asked about that, because I did ask someone about that. I'm pretty sure the reasoning is that based on how anime films are released in North America, they couldn't use the same judging criteria. So the judging criteria that they had, and like the reason why Beastars had the mix-up that it did, is because everything has to be released in North America, or have a certain amount of episodes released in North America. So Netflix delaying Beastars till like 2020, for example, is why things like that happened. But because films are so different, they have a bunch of judges, especially this year, because they like doubled or tripled the amount of judges that they have. They have a lot of judges that are Japanese based, and they can go and watch the film or these films in Japanese theaters, but they don't always come over to North America. And even if they do come over to North America, there are limited showings. So like when they've had a best film category in previous years, that's why it's been so weird and, in my opinion, really dumb, because not all of the judges have the ability to watch all of them. And even if they did, the general public doesn't. So because these are popularity contests, the best film category has been a joke for a while, so they cut it, right? Anyway, best director. Masaki Yusa, probably. Oh wait, did I give my votes did I give my thoughts as to who was actually going to win? We talked about best girl, I think. Best OP, yeah, it's gonna... I really hope it's one of these two, because then I at least won't feel bad. Best ED, my vote's probably going towards Freddie Mercury. And he has a good chance of winning too, so that's fine. I don't know who's gonna win Best VA JP at all. No clue. Don't really know who's gonna win Best Performance VA. Every time I've made predictions on Best VA performances in previous years, I've always been wrong. So I'm just gonna assume that I'm going to be wrong here. For Best Director, I'm probably voting Masaki Yusa. And he's won Best Director before, which is why I'm kind of hesitant to give it to him. But at the same time, Izogen's freaking great. So that's where my vote for Best Director's gonna have to go. As far as where the populace will put it, I think he still has a good chance because he has won it before. So I'm not gonna put it past him to win again. The Kaizen, maybe. I think Kaizen has a good shot, but it's probably gonna be Yusa. If it's not Yusa, I'll be very surprised. So, Best Animation. So Izogen's probably going to win. I'm putting my vote on Beastars. Because for me, like, everything the Studio Orange does is just so noteworthy. I just want to keep giving as much shout out to Beastars as possible. Like, holy shit. So that's why we're going to do that. God of High School, yeah, fine. Great Pretender is worthwhile. Ezogen's probably going to win. I'm surprised that Princess Connect is here, especially since they're sponsoring the whole show. Kind of questionable, but the animation for it's not bad, apparently. From what I remember when I was doing some judge research, because I didn't actually watch the show. Yeah, it is questionable, but at the same time, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, no, I'm standing with Studio Orange on that one. Best Character Design. This is probably where my Ezogen vote's gonna go, assuming it got nominated. Okay. That's weird. I need to double check that, because I'm curious. Okay, so... Hanako-kun was there. What was the other thing that Hanako-kun was nominated for? And we were questioning Best VA Performance. Okay, so I guess they didn't get approvals to actually show any of the audio from it, but they could get approvals for the video, I guess. Either way, that's really weird. I don't blame Crunchyroll for that at all. But yeah, no, we're gonna go for Ezogen. Although, I really wanna give my vote to Yasashime because it's a good show and it's criminally underwatched. Where did I put Best Character Design in my judge votes? I divided it between Ezogen and Yasashime. So, you know, because I think Ezogen's probably going to win, I'm going to put my vote here. Also because I don't think Yasashime is going to, like, show up anywhere else. So we're going to go there. Best Fight Scene. I'm not going to lie. Best Fight Scene in every year has always been the biggest pain in the ass. Was not a fan of this category. Also because I don't think there were many good fight scenes last year. Were there 2 God of High School fights? Yeah, there were 2 God of High School fights. Ouch. So my vote's probably going here. Again, I hate this category. Now this is the first time Akudama Drive has actually shown up. So I think I mentioned this earlier the week when we did the overall 2020 video. I had a lot of problems with Akudama Drive, and they were very personal. I just wasn't in the mood for the show when I tried to watch it. So I know a lot of people are going to be voting for this. That makes perfect sense. Cool. I'm hopeful that My Hero won't sweep this. But, you know, ever since the show's been labeled the My Hero Awards, I've noticed that My Hero doesn't get nominated for many things, and even when it does, it doesn't get voted on by the general public. So, we'll see. It'll be interesting. The reason why I'm surprised that there are 2 God of High School things is because that actually makes it more likely that neither of them are going to win, because the fans of the show, however many there are, will probably end up being split between them if they're good enough to be voted here. I'm probably going to vote here. I can understand Akudama Drive winning, and if Kaizen doesn't win, I hope Akudama Drive does. So we'll put that there. Best Drama. This is going to be a disappointing category, I'm sure. I'm happy that it got a nod. That's nice. I do like it when like shows like that just pop up, at least for one category. That's nice. That's nice. My vote's probably going for Fruits Basket, but that's nice. That's actually interesting because I voted for Beastars in other places. Otherwise, it would probably be my pick. Fruits Basket. Is Fruits Basket worth watching, chat? Don't ask the chat. Don't ask the chat if Fruits Basket is worth watching. The answer is yes. Okay, so, best comedy. Not going with Ezoken, because, yeah, comedy, but I wouldn't put it there. It's probably going Villainous, is where my vote is. Kaguya is good. I'm happy Kakushigoto got here. So, it would probably be Villainous, followed by Kakushigoto, then Kaguya, then Sleepy, Ezoken, and Misfit, because I haven't watched Misfit, so that's why it's all the way down at the bottom. But we're gonna go with Villainous, because Villainous needs more love. Best score, I guess. I'm curious as to what they're going to use in this video because, again, licensing, so it'll be interesting. Let's see. I already know where my vote's going, and I know where all your votes should go. Good pick, good pick, good pick, good pick, good pick, good pick. But we all know where my vote is going to go. Because it's the only good thing about Tower of God. Why did they pick such... out of the whole soundtrack, they just picked a kind of moment? There's so many good moments that they could have picked. Even if you just played a regular God from the freaking trailer, that would have been better. But I guess it depends on what they got approvals for. Fine, I guess. Oh yeah, also, if Kevin wasn't here for Tower of God and I was allowed to vote for films, he would have been here for Dawn of the Deep Soul. So, like, that's just how that goes. Now, removing Kevin from talking points for a moment, probably Ezoken is where I would go, followed by Beastars. Or I would tie these two, probably. Then Great Pretender, then Japan Sings, followed by God of High School. In that order. But Penkin's where my vote's going, and if he doesn't win, there's no God. Best Couple. I already have some problems with Best Couple, but, you know, let's see what the noms are. That's a hard one. Anyway, my vote's going there. But I need to comment on Katharina here because honestly, I didn't do this as a judge, but I was very tempted to. As a judge, when it came to picking out best couples, I almost put Katharina Klaus ex harem, and I'm really disappointed I didn't try to do that. That totally should have been the pick. It was Katharina ex harem, and I'm disappointed I did not have the courage to push that through as a judge. But either way, I'm happy that she's here. Legoshi and Haru totally makes sense. I never finished Rent a Girlfriend, in fairness, but they did not seem to have any chemistry to me. That, yeah. Koto and Kuro don't have any chemistry either. Kotoko really wants a relationship, but Kuro is just not interested. So I don't like that. And as perfect as Kaguya and Miyuki are for each other, if they were a couple, the show would end. So, yeah. Anyway, Nasa, if you haven't watched Tonikawa, please do so. This is a wonderfully, overly sweet series, but a wonderful series. And their relationship is the whole reason why you watch it. So they get best couple. I'm even going to lock that in. If that doesn't convince you to watch Tonikawa, then nothing will. Best fantasy. Second last category, because we still need to look at best of year. Like, there are only so many fantasy shows. I think I know where my judge votes went, but I just want to double check. Judge votes for me went to a show that's not here. Okay, that's sad. So my vote's gonna have to go for Ascendance of a Bookworm. It's probably gonna be ReZero that wins. Let's be fair. ReZero is probably gonna be the winner there. But I'm gonna put it on Bookworm because I'm pretty sure that ReZero is gonna win. But Ascendance of a Bookworm, and we're even gonna lock that in. So we got one last thing to look at, which is Anime of the Year, and then we're gonna lock everything in. And we're gonna make sure that we're good. So, Anime of the Year. Apare Ranman's here! Okay, so here's the curious thing. Apare Ranman is here. Apare Ranman got voted nowhere else. For nothing else does it show up. And yet it is here at Anime of the Year. That is curious to me. Now, if you watch my video from earlier the week, I didn't finish watching Apare Ranman. I watched a couple episodes, and then I determined it wasn't for me. Not that the show was bad, it just wasn't for me. But, like, that's weird. You have to admit that that's a little weird. That at least everything else showed up somewhere for something, but Apare Ranman had nothing good enough to be nominated for any other category except Anime of the Year. I feel like my vote should go to Beastars. Only because I feel like Eizouken's gonna win. So that's what I'm going to do. My vote for Anime of the Year is gonna go for Beastars. No. So here's the thing. I'm gonna do the thing that everybody else is doing, where after you lock it in, you're gonna get that little sheet thing, and you're gonna post it up on Twitter to be like, "Hey, here's the thing," and then people are gonna wonder why I did it. So maybe I should do Eizouken, because I don't think Beastars is gonna win like at all. I feel like even Great Pretender and Kaizen's gonna win over Beastars, which sucks because it's a great show. Yeah, no, let's lock in Eizouken before I change my mind. Anyway, so you're just gonna go vote for what you yourself would pick. That's fair. Let's do that. So Eizouken, there. Also, remember that you can vote daily until January 22nd. So maybe I'll swap it on off days or something. Best Protag, what did we have? Katarina, we're locking that in. Best Antag, Akito Soma, we're gonna lock that in. Best Boy, Legoshi, locking that in. Best Girl, Kanamori's already locked in. Best OP, Wildside, locking that in. Best ED was Great Pretender because Freddie Mercury, locking that in. Best Performance JP was, yep, Nakamura, locking that in. EN Performance was, that was the top. Yeah, we're gonna give it to Jonah Scott. Maybe on some of my off days we'll toss a vote Crispin's way, because I think he's doing. I think his name recognition is gonna get him pretty far. So that's why I'm gonna go with Jonah for the moment. And Best Director, Yusa, surprise, surprise, locking that in. Best Animation, Beastars, that'll make up for not giving it Best of Year, locking that in. Best Character Design, Yasushime, because it's the only thing that it came up for this year, which is an absolute goddamn shame. Best Fight Scene, not many good choices, but we're going to go with Kaizen. Best Drama, no Chihaya Furu, which is a travesty, which is partially my fault, because I never voted for it in the judges section, because I'm an idiot. Fruits Basket, Best Drama, I'm going to vote for that. Cool and picked. Best Comedy was going to go for Villainous, locking that in. Best Score, Kevin Penkin, why I didn't lock that in before. Cool. So, the thing to remember is that you have to come in every day for the next 7 days and vote for things. You have to remember to do that. What does the About page say? Does it say what's going to happen? February 19th is when they're going to announce the winners. February 19th. But yeah, if you look at the judge page, like, there are a lot of us this year. Look at this list of judges. There are a lot of us here. They over doubled the amount of judges from previous years. So my judge vote means less this year than it did last year. So I think that covers everything that we were going to look at. Hopefully this video won't be too much of a pain in the ass to edit down the line. Despite the fact that this year I don't think was as good as previous years, like in overall anime, I think the Anime Awards have been pretty solid as far as like being able to pick out the few gems that were there. So there were some weird things like Apara Ilanman for Anime of the Year, that's really weird. Some shows that didn't show up in the Anime Awards at all that I was depressed about. Nobufuri, that didn't make it. Nothing for Higurashi made it at all. But, you know, Bofuri won't have a chance next year, but Higurashi might if I push it harder. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so that has been all of my choices for the Anime Awards. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching however long this video ends up getting edited down to, and thank our patrons for allowing me to do what I do. I love and appreciate you all. And yeah, for those watching on YouTube, watch more anime. Watch anything on this list that I voted for that you haven't watched. Please do that, and stay frosty.